Good morning. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your nonprofit origin story?
Good morning. My name is Fariba Parsa. I was born in Iran and I lived in Denmark for many years, about 27 years. And for the last 14 years, I lived in the US. So I see myself as a global citizen, as an Iranian, Danish, American citizen. And you want to know about my journey about the nonprofit?
Yes, absolutely.
Since I was a high school student, I was very passionate about women's rights and became active for women's rights and democracy, freedom in Iran. And this is the journey I still continue. And I think until my the last day of my life, I will continue to fight for that, because there is something that is never ending. It's always we have to work for women's rights, for gender equality, for freedom and democracy. That is my passion. So my studies is in political science. I did my PhD in social science, focusing on political Islam and democracy and all these things. I have been working in academia, but it's not enough. I came to realize that's not enough just reading and publishing articles for a very small group of academia. So that's the reason I, in 2017, started a nonprofit organization. It's called Women's E-Learning in Leadership. We empower Iranian and Afghan women in leadership skills to become a change maker, to change their community for freedom and gender equality, for democracy. The way we do, we provide online courses in leadership skills. We mentor these women and global networking. I think because Iran and Afghanistan, they are neighbor countries and we speak the same language, Farsi, and all our courses in Farsi. So we think we can help our Afghan sisters. And you know what is happening in Afghanistan, that women have no access to education, to work, and be outside, not even in a park. And you know also what about in Iran, especially after the revolutionary movement, women like freedom. Women all stand in the front of the fight for freedom and change the entire country, the entire society. So that's and they're very courageous women fighting for not only for women's rights, not only for women, but for everyone. It's so for the envision the democratic secular state that everyone has freedom. There is no discrimination. Discrimination in Iran begins with the women, but we have discrimination against ethnic minorities or ethnic groups. There are discrimination against religious groups. There are discrimination in different ways, but so women stand in front when if we can remove discrimination against women, so it goes continue discrimination on the religion and ethnicity and other kinds of discrimination. So that is a very long journey. And I see myself as a it's a movement. There are millions of women and want to make change. And I say, okay, everyone has a responsibility to do whatever we can do for the sources we have, for the knowledge we have. So we need to start somewhere, and then I don't like cannot say, oh, you can do it, or expect sitting do nothing and then say, okay, other people can do. I think every individual can make a difference where you are, by in social media, in writing, and everything you can do, but things you have. So that's this organization started at university campus, and now it is online. We have connected with women in Iran, in Afghanistan, and Iranian women who live in the other countries, in Canada, so you are in the USA, in Europe, different countries in Europe. That's the way I think the global sisterhood we can create and expand. We are new, still very new organization, very young, but we believe in what we do. Most of the work is voluntary. I do voluntary. People, women, especially women, come and do voluntary. We have also men uh, who want to support women. It's amazing to be witness, see how many Iranian women or women generally defend women's rights and
Mm.
talk about this situation in Iran for women. It's I've never seen so many books and talks and seminars that men are running and talking about women's rights. That's amazing, and it gives me so much hope that we are very close to make the changes. And of course, it's not we don't stop there long, but yeah, that is organization women's e-learning in leadership stand for.
I love that. I think we need allies, right? We always, regardless of who is experiencing the inequality, we need allies in order to push things forward. So it's wonderful to hear that there are men aligning with your organization, supporting your organization, because I think that's going to be, it's critical often, right, to the success. And I mean, I love your story, Fariba. I think it's, you know, you have such passion for it, and obviously it's a part of your history as well, like a tie back to your country, to your origins, and just such a need. And I you pointed out something that I think is really important, is that how women are treated in a society is a good indicator as well of how minorities, how, you know, anyone that's outside the positions of power will be treated. Like how women are treated, it kind of extends further, right, down the line beyond women, when women are not treated with equality. I love
Yeah,
that.
that's
So my next question is, what is your favorite part about working in the nonprofit sector?
oh, my favorite. That's you do what you love, and you surrounded with people with so much passion,
Yeah.
and they come with ideas. Yes, we can do this, we can do this. We have so many ideas. Sometimes I think ideas like a rain comes. There's so many hundreds. Yeah, there that's excitement and passion, and that drives thrive. That is, we have it when you have a nonprofit, because it's something comes from heart,
Yeah.
something we do not do it for money, we do not do it for position or status, nothing, because satisfied you make a change. We see all this discrimination, we see unjust, we say we can see what women have in Iran, in Afghanistan, and I say, yeah, I do something. I'm not just sitting or watching. I don't say, I'm living in Washington DC and that was fine, and then no, we are connected. There's one planet, and this is our home. And you cannot just say, "Oh, that's not that far away." I think I can see really planet Earth like in my home, and I am, and and it's satisfying. I think, no matter what you do in nonprofit, that's this satisfaction, that's joy that comes when you're a team with, so the team people who think the same as you do, we do, and that excitement, that's the most wonderful part of working in a nonprofit. So I think as I'm passionate for women, maybe someone passionate for helping dogs and animals or environment or whatever, but it's something we believe
Yeah.
we in our heart, and then we want to make a change. And when we can see we can have done something, that is very satisfying. So we feel so much joy that you cannot, with the billions of dollars, they cannot get it. It is not just not something, a house or a car or something you get. It's something different. That I think that's the reason even people who multi-billionaire want to donate and support, because the joy, the happiness, the feeling, and you have done, you make a difference is so much you cannot say or have compare with the money or yeah, or the material things.
Absolutely. I think that's fantastic. And what do you find to be, as a founder and as someone with a global nonprofit, because you're really supporting women in a bunch of different locations that are Afghani and Iranian, what would you say is one of your biggest challenges in your work?
I think challenges is for me as a I like as a person, I like the work. We are very excited, and is a one part connecting and providing leadership courses. That is the fun part. But we have the other part that is we have to do all this administration, the budgeting and fundraising and visibility. Um, so that's the way I have some my family or my culture. I like to do work. I don't want to say, oh, I have this, I have done this, and this is like a bragging. But I think in the nonprofit you have to do, and you say I did this and that is my record, and that is the challenging to, I think, all the things we have done to be visible, tell our story. I think when it's have been difficult to our organization not getting so much funding because nobody knows about our story, and no, so who am I, what I'm doing. Okay, is the maybe we have a website and we have social media, and then look at the websites, women's e-learning leadership, providing leadership courses, and then that maybe doesn't say anything, that is doesn't touching heart. So and I applied for grants, so I didn't receive, and then that's, I think that is have been challenged. I'm trying to do something about that, that stand out and then tell the story and connect with people who have influence, who have are capable of doing it and want to. They really want to support Iranian women and Afghan women, but they don't know us. They don't know anything about us. They don't know that even we exist. So that's, I think, the challenge, to figure out and learn about marketing, sell marketing. In nonprofit, even we are nonprofit, we are working by heart, but we have the very hard work is the other part, like any business. You need to marketing, sell, and connect, and building relationship, all this other part that I think I maybe ignored in the beginning, and think, oh, it just connecting with a target group, with women, yeah, just
Yeah.
do all the activities and have a seminar, and I give a talk, and then the other person invite other give a talk. But when we don't record, if you don't write it, it doesn't happen. That's the
Yeah.
problem. We have done it, but we didn't record it, we didn't write about that. So they don't know. So that is not, it hasn't happened. And it's very hard, and say, oh, we have to do so many things, but it hasn't happened. That is learned, and I'm just learning and learning to record, and then all the other part of, it's like running business, to be able to hire people, helping with the website, the technology, with all these costs to have a nonprofit. That is the challenge.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And, I'm currently in doing a startup, and my background is even marketing, and I find it challenging because all I really want to do is talk to lovely people like yourself. If that was my job, that would be easy and I could do that all day, every day, and it would be lovely. And, but the reality is, I'm the only person who, does the bookkeeping right now. And I'm the only person who does the marketing, and the only person who, puts together all the emails. And so very often what your favorite part of the work is, which is, in my case, it's supporting people who work in the nonprofit sector. For yourself, it's putting together these wonderful programs and educating people and courses that are supporting these women. And you're totally right. That's only one small part, because there's this other piece where, you also are responsible for marketing and connecting with potential funders. And so I think nonprofits are often, they're the middleman between, the mission and the impact the mission's making, and then the people who actually have to, hopefully fund this mission. It's a very big job. I think nonprofits, marketing has gotten harder than it used to be because there is so much noise out there. It really is a big challenge to get your mission and your message out to the world.
It's true. The fun part is we learn. I have not any experience in marketing and sell, but it's because of this nonprofit, it pushed me to understand selling is not manipulation. It's give information and advocacy and telling what is about something, the truth, what is happening,
Yeah.
and how people can make a difference. So and sell is not it can be any organization, put in political parties. It's much more. So it's expand anything in your life. And if you think in this way, so it's easier it's become fun to learn and then find it as I enjoy, as trying to understand, as I enjoy this journey of marketing and building relationship and fundraising. In the beginning, so several years, I was thinking, oh, it's so hard to write proposal. It's too hard to connect also for advertisement and other administration. But it's also mindset and saying, okay, that's like it as a whole. We have all these parts. We need to work all of them. We have to invest, and it's a journey of learning. Not only what we passionate, but how we can do it, how we can go from A to B. I have a goal, and that is, I think, for me, it's a learning process. I'm still learning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so peer support, how does peer support factor into your success as a founder and executive director at a nonprofit?
And first, I would thank you so much for starting this organization. And I got this link for Nonprofit Hive from one of my friends. And I said, wow, then I try. I had a meeting with several peers, some other from the nonprofit. First of all, it's because you connected us. It's a trust. That was amazing when I present myself to one person who didn't know me. So it takes a lot of time to just build the trust.
Yeah.
So what is the thing? I said the first there is we both of us you introduce to each other, that you have built a trust. So I meet a person and then smiling, and then people open, and immediately I do this and I say, and we talk, and I listen, they listen. That is, I think it's huge. Is that you can have been able to, with this organization, with what you have done, and got a lot of work we need to work. So that's trust. And most of the time I meet people who were so kind and want to get help, for example, public relations strategy, about how I can the proposal, the people for free wanted to read my proposal and then come with suggestion. It connects to so many people, and then wow, I think it's surrendered with so amazing people want to help. And it's so breathtaking. And I was wow, that is amazing. That is wonderful. And so we can connect each week. Yeah, and sometimes I couldn't, but I meet people and I say, oh, they provide help, and I really want to also support whatever I can do. That's as it's very positive friendship, trusting, environment like you have created. That's, I think, wow, that is, I just say wow. I love it, love it. And then I as much as I can, I want to connect. That's, yeah, and learn from other people.
Yeah. Well, and I think, I've heard from others as well, like they found your story very inspiring, the work that you're doing very inspiring. And I think for small nonprofit missions, especially where not everybody has heard of you, it's kind of like a little bit of an organic way to share about what you do. Like even myself, when I first started with this, I didn't feel that comfortable trying to explain what my vision is. It's still changing, it's still adjusting, but I think by talking about it with others, it's made it easier for me to go, "Oh, this is what people are getting out of this. This is what I'm hoping to see." And also, like you said, it's attracting such lovely humans. Like just some of the best humans are deciding that they want to come in, they want to share, they want to help. And I think we all need that, right? We need that in nonprofit, that people who just want to be cheerleaders or people who just want to listen to what you have to say. And because the work can be very lonely, it can be very isolating on a regular basis. So it's nice to have that little bit of connection with somebody else who's doing similar work to you, right?
Yeah, and then I, for example, last meeting about building relationship, and I learned it's like for example, for building relationship, I was asking very fast and for donation, collaboration, and what I learned is something can be very small things can make a huge difference. And then, for example, you have to take 7 steps before you ask. It's
Yeah.
not just say, yeah, it's like you go to a person's asking, will you marry with me? So that's not the way we can do. And because I think my helping supporting Iranian women, Afghan women is important. It's not everybody think maybe the same or have the same passion. And the connecting, I think one of the important thing in a nonprofit to connect with people, and then explaining what we do. And then that is these things that I understood that many other organizations have the same challenge, to be visible, to connect. Absolutely right. It feels so much I have to do,
Yeah.
and then I get no compensation. I have to do for free, and then sometimes it can be too much. That's a lot of work. And that's connect with other. That's so amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. So, how can people learn more about your mission for Reba? Can they reach out to you over LinkedIn?
Yeah. Connect with me with LinkedIn. Send me a message. One thing I want to tell is I'm publishing my book. My coming new book will come very soon. It's called Fighting for Change in Iran: The Women Life Freedom Philosophy Against Polygon Islam. So much change in Iran is we talk about paradigm shift, and there are so much cultural changes in Iran. It's not the same Iran some you knew some 10 years ago. It's completely different, and we expect so much changes in the next, yeah, 2 3 years. We are expecting, and it's to understand what's happening in Iran, and also understand the urgency. It's millions of women want to change, but they are not organized. We need to help them to be organized, to have their organization, to have their own groups, connect with each other, connect to the global sisterhood, and feel they are not alone. Women in Iran, in Afghanistan feel they are not alone.
Thank you so much for doing this with me, Fariba. It's been lovely to set you up in Hive chats. I love your mission, and I'm super excited I was able to highlight all of the amazing work that you've been doing. So, thank you for doing this interview with me.